Ladies and gentlemen, California is bracing themselves for a second triple digit heat wave. Wow. And I know those fires are still going on there. So this is the LA Times, September 5th, 2020. As second heat wave sears California, experts say health impact will worsen with climate change. As the second major heat wave in weeks bears down on Southern California, experts and authorities are warning the public to take seriously the health dangers of extreme temperatures that are only getting worse due to climate change. Now, they are saying it's going to be in the triple digits. Triple digits. If the past is any guide, Los Angeles will see a spike in 911 calls, emergency room visits, and deaths during a powerful heat spell that's expected to peak Sunday, with highs between 110 and 120. Wow. Hitting inland valleys and 95 to 105 degrees along the coast. Heat of this magnitude is rare, dangerous, and very possibly deadly. The National Weather Service warned temperatures will remain unusually warm overnight in the mid 70s and 80s, creating a dangerous situation where it will be difficult to cool off without air conditioning. Wildfires, elevated smog levels, and possible power outages may pose additional threats. The pandemic, meanwhile, could make this Labor Day weekend especially deadly, as coronavirus restrictions have closed many of the cooled indoor spaces that usually offer relief. Exacerbating it all is climate change, which researchers say is increasing the frequency and intensity of extreme heat events as greenhouse gases continue to rise globally. Heat spells of this severity are an unfortunate reality that Californians will increasingly have to get used to, they said. So they said this is going to become very common in California for years to come. Last month's heat wave was one of the worst to hit California in years, brought an increase in health-related emergency room visits in relation to the sustained high temperatures. If y'all remember, it went up in the desert out there. It went up to 130 degrees. I mean, wow. The Los Angeles County Department of Public Health said in an email, "We are particularly concerned that these extreme heat events and the health impact from them have been increasing in recent years due to climate change. Though extreme heat is less visible than hurricanes and wildfires, it is climate change most life-threatening impact, causing more deaths each year in the United States than any other weather-related problem, including all floods and storms combined. Of the climate change exposure we study, heat is number one in killing." Wow. People aren't only dying from conditions such as heat strokes and dehydration. Extreme heat increases risk of complication and death from an array of other chronic illnesses, including kidney disease and cardiovascular disease and diabetes. Most of the time, you won't see it on a death certificate because people with underlying conditions are pushed to the edge, said Dr. Jonathan Fielding, a UCLA professor of public health and medicine and former LA County public health director. They have a cardiac condition, they have a respiratory condition, or other conditions like COVID. So I'm very concerned about it, and I think it is really important that people take this very, very seriously. Global warming is already bringing longer lasting heat waves that don't cool down as much overnight, limiting people's ability to rest and recover. The climate change accelerates scientists' project project the number of days topping 95 degrees in Los Angeles to double or even triple within a few decades. It means we're going to have increasingly difficult times in terms of weather events, particularly heat, said Fielding, who is co-director of a new center at UCLA focused on addressing the near-term health impacts of climate change. This weekend heat spell, he said, is not a one-off that maybe we won't have for another 20 years. This is going to become more the norm, unfortunately. A 2012 analysis by the LA County Department of Public Health found there were 3.6 times as many emergency department visits on days with temperatures above 100 degrees compared to days with temperatures with the 80s, within the 80-degree range. Across California, heat-related emergency visits increased by 35% between 2005 and 2015, with disproportionate increases among African Americans, Asian Americans, and Latinx residents due to, so we know we always get the worst of everything, according to them. Helen Chavez, Associate Director with the LA Office of Emergency Management, said dozens of cooling centers have been activated at library centers, community centers, gymnasiums, and other locations throughout the county, but are operating at lower capacity due to coronavirus social distancing restrictions. Still largely closed are movie theaters, malls, and other air-conditioned public gathering places for people without air conditioning would normally flock to. Wow. Well, I hope everybody out there is safe because, it's never going to be a good situation when it comes down to these heat waves. And I can tell you, even where I am, I noticed that it lingered on for days, much longer than it did years ago. We would have heat waves and they would last maybe 3-4 days. Now they go, this past July, they can go on well beyond a week. And I even notice how long they are getting even on the East Coast. So I can imagine how bad it is on the West Coast. But everybody out there, please be safe. And if you are able to stay in the air conditioning when those triple-digit heat waves are hitting you, I hope everybody can find a cool place to be. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.